Hello everybody, just checking to see if I'm here or not. Hopefully I am. Making sure that I can see everyone and everything, which is cool. I think I can. And I'm a couple of minutes early because I am notorious for having technical difficulties. So yes, who wants to learn about nail pictures? I know it's a bit of a thing that you, I guess, don't get a lot of support and advice on or talk about a lot. I think it's something that happens um, when you make a decision to take a photo. You've done really good nail work, and you basically just wing it, don't you? And then often when you look back at your camera roll, the photos aren't how you would like them to be. So it's a little bit annoying and frustrating that, you know, they can look shiny and greasy. The hands can look wrinkly and old and awful, and, you know, why don't they look like the beautiful models that you see in magazines. My sister has got beautiful hands. She's got really long, slender, gorgeous fingers, and we always used to joke that we thought she could be a hand model. I've got your typical hairdressing hands. They're pretty weathered and knuckly, and anyway, that's all good. I just wanted to let you know, there's a few people jumping in now, but I thought I would just let you know that I am in no way, shape or form even qualified to be talking about this discussion, because I'm not a nail tech. I'm not a photographer, I'm not a model or any of those things, but I know what I like to look at, and it's been a little secret obsession for me for a little while, looking at nail pictures and just thinking, oh, they're just awful. Can I just get a few thumbs up if people can hear me and see me? I can see quite a few of you jumping in now, which is cool. We're right on 8 o'clock, which is very punctual for myself. So yeah, if I can just get a thumbs up if you guys can all hear me, awesome, that's really cool. So, who is this for today? This is for nail technicians. This is for beauty salons, day spas, or even hair salons that might do some nails on occasion. If you provide a regular nail service, then this is for you. And even if you don't, but you just want to maybe put some of this knowledge to use with other services, then you can do that too. So that's really cool. So nailing your nail pictures. What are the problems? The common problems are that they look better in real life. Poses are awkward and boring. Everyone's doing the same thing, and we're going to learn how to have an edge. You know what my pet hate is, and I don't like the claw when people do this claw thing like this. Like, it's just, to me, it's really weird. It's like alien fingers or something. I'm not sure. I'm just not into it. And I don't like the other common pose, which is like the overlay, I think it's called, which is one over the top of the other. That's also something I don't like. I think it's really unnatural and it's forced and it's posed. I don't like it when it looks too posed, and even seeing photos where they're holding a product, I think that's okay, but I look at the product, not necessarily the nails, which for some places that are advertising a nail product, you know, that can work really well. But I just think it's, you know, thinking, people like to look at beautiful photos and thinking outside the box. How can you showcase your nails and make it look like a fashion statement is what I always think. So I've got a news flash for you. Your photo is not about the nails. And you'll have to excuse my voice. I'm a bit raspy because I've had a very big week of lots of talking with my soirees around the country. But yeah, it's just, it is what it is. I've got water here. So it's not about the nails. It's absolutely not about your nails. Your nail work is beautiful. It's rare that I see bad nail work in a photo, but your photo does not have to have every single nail in it. I often feel like what we're doing in photos is we're trying to get all 10 fingernails in the photo somehow, whether it's, you know, this is another common pose. It's like, what the hell even is that? You know, that one, the claw with the hand. So it's not about the nails, it's about the photo, and it's about being a nice looking photo. People, excuse me, have some water. people go to your Facebook page to be entertained. They don't want to look at greasy, wrinkly hands, even though that's probably half your clientele. So in my opinion, branding is everything. You've got to think about what does your brand stand for and how can you take your pictures and keep your image strong. So I'm not talking about getting a mat that's like a logo board and just putting your fingers on it. I actually don't like that as well. It looks like it looks like a mouse pad. I'm not into them. But how can you do it with your brand? Like thinking about my brand is all about black and gold and bling. So if I was going to take nail photos, I would be having something in the background that is in a line with my brand. Probably I would just go for a black or some kind of glitter or something like that, and we're going to talk about that. But have a think about your brand, not necessarily just having your logo, but what does your brand stand for? One of the gorgeous salon owners on my program is over in Perth, and her business is known for their vintage retro. They're called Cherry Bomb. Now, if that was me, incorporating some kind of vintage retro feel with the way that their model is, or the hand model is posing. You could go as literal as to hold a cherry. I think that could be really cool if it was done right. I wouldn't hold a bomb. That might be going a bit too far. But the other thing she could do is just even something like this with a beautiful red lip and eyeline. There's lots of different things that she could do to bring out the best of her brand. You've got to think about your brand and what you're doing with your brand. Know your gear. So you're not going to blame your equipment. We've all got iPhones. We've all got really cool cameras just on us all the time these days. So you can definitely get some really awesome shots with your iPhone. You've got to get the right lighting and your lighting right. Now, we sell a selfie station, which can definitely be used for your nail photos. You've got to make sure that it's not too much light as well, because you'll notice some of these photos that I'm going to show you of what I really love and some really on point nail pics is if they're too light and bright, all the nails, it's going to look too shiny, and any moisturizer or oil that you put on the hand, it's just going to make everything look shiny, which if you can relate it back to makeup, if you do a really heavily, shimmery eye on aged skin, it shows up all those little wrinkles. So you actually want to keep the lighting not dark, but you don't want it to be too bright because it's going to show off all these little wrinkles, which is not good. Learn how to use your phone and take great pics. So, there's so many tricks that you can do, and I just learnt a few more even last week, and I really want to get the iPhone 7 because it's got even more tricks on it. But even just something as simple as whilst you're taking a photo, if you press touch the screen, it will come up with a little square. If you hold that down, it'll lock in the focus and blur out the background, which can be a really cool effect, and I'll show you some pictures of that. You can also slide a little sun that comes up next to that box. You can slide it up and down and overexpose or make it a bit darker if you need to as well, which is really good. And then, of course, practicing makes perfect. So just practicing. Don't wait until you get an awesome set of nails and then you basically forget to take the photos, or you take the photos and, then you're like kicking yourself because they don't look as good as what they could. So my top 5 hottest trends, and this is from my secret obsession of Pinteresting nail pictures for a little while, is knitted scarves, a faded background. Less is more. So you don't have to put all 10 fingernails in the picture. I definitely seem to like photos where it's like less is more and it's less posed. Getting some branded bling, if that's in alignment with your brand, then definitely that can be really cool. And then trying out some different poses. So, knitted scarves. This is what I mean about knitted scarves. Now, I like the idea of doing something seasonal with your nail pics. So, we're coming into autumn, and then these pictures, instantly you're thinking about a beautiful, cozy, warm manicure experience in the depths of winter. That's what I see when I look at these pictures. And this is as simple as, going to Kmart or Target or somewhere, and buying a whole stack of scarves that are going to reflect your brand. So, you're not going to go, like for myself, I would be keeping it black and luxury and all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't be going for like hot pink or neon blue or anything like that. But if that's in line with your brand, then go for it. Definitely keeping it probably a bit more neutral. And, the scarf is probably only going to work for a more of a neutral manicure. It's not really going to work. Like, I can't imagine doing these kinds of knitted looks with a really bright, fluorescent sort of nail, if that makes sense. The other trend that I love is when using the client's jumpers or coats. So obviously you want to use only, again, if it's going to be working with the colour of the nail that they've chosen. So these are all really cool concepts. And obviously it's just luck that the client has got a coloured jumper that actually matches the nail. It's all relative. I saw another really cool one today of a girl, and she had red nails, and she just had her hand on her lap, and they were, of course, really gorgeous. You couldn't even, it was like taken from the head down, and it was just like ripped jeans I think she had on. And then there was a red handbag on the ground next to her. So again, looking at what your client's doing, looking at their whole picture, and if you think that their jumper or jacket that they're wearing is going to work with what they're having done on their nails, then I would be totally using it as a prop and taking a picture like this. I think these all look beautiful. Faded backgrounds. So this, I've actually tried to reach out to this girl, Nails by Effie. I'm not sure where she is. I can't find her, but she has got a really cool thing going on here. You can see how these three photos, these first three that are on there, they look consistent. They're really classy in my opinion, and she's just focused in on the nails, faded out the background, and it just looks awesome with a really elegant little watermark. You all know how I feel about watermarks. I'm not a huge fan of watermarks. The other one is slightly more posed, but you can see that she's faded off the background and she's just focusing on, she's just got 4 nails in there with something in the background, and that just looks really cool, I think, in my opinion. Less is more. So, you don't have to have, like I've said, all 10 fingernails in your picture. I think just having these as, really subtle, you can see they're not really, really heavily lit. They've got a nice clean background, and you could get some tiles, just like a marble tile or a black tile or something, just to have there that is again in alignment with your branding. Just go to Bunnings and pick up a few tiles. That could be a really cool thing to do, but just keeping it really, really simple, not shoving too many nails in your picture. Branded bling. Now, I love this. This probably wouldn't have been in alignment with my brand when I had my salon, but I love the idea of doing this, actually going and getting yourself a set of nails, and you can see that 2 of these pictures are using the client's cuff as well, and they've obviously shoved rings all over her and they've styled them, and then she's just taking a photo, like this sort of thing. Again, and that is really, really simple. I wouldn't use branded bling if you were doing a lot on the nails. So if you had, lots of nail art, and, if we skip back, so even, this maroon aubergine sort of picture, I wouldn't put a lot of bling on that nail because it's going to take away from the nail. And same with these ones here with all the glitter. I probably wouldn't do bling on there, but I think the bling works when the nails are plain. You could even get your own little, bling. So if it was my salon, Natural Chic, I would have even got a little N and a little C to keep it, Natural Chic. If your business name would allow for that, I think you could definitely have a couple of little letters throughout your bling and make it really cool like that. I'm trying to figure out if these are the same, if it's the same business, because there's one ring that is the same in both pictures, but I'm not sure. It was just off Pinterest. So, you know, the other one in the middle where she's just kind of like playing with the ring, you know, that might be more your style, just to have one really cool ring that you invest in and just have the model sort of playing with it. And I love how there's a big shadow, so obviously they're shooting it with a you know, a shadow in the way, which is really cool. Again, I'm not quite sure how you would do that, but you just have to fiddle and play with the lighting in your shot, I think. Different posing. So if it was me and if I was a nail bar and it was Secret Salon, I would totally be going for this confetti thing in the middle. I think that that is really, really cool. And that is as simple as having like a tray or something full of confetti or glitter, and then you're basically just asking the client to, you know, hold a little handful. But imagine if it was, you know, that kind of thing in each photo. That would just be so, it's pretty to look at, it's nice to look at, it makes you stop and look at it. This one, you know, with the jeans and the sneakers, which was in the same as the cuff picture over here. That is, again, really, really cool. And obviously, if you've got a model or a client that's dressed like that, and then you can take her outside and take a shot on the pavement, then go for it. Not going to be for everyone. But even this one over here, just really simple posing with the hand, just to the side, again, natural. You're not making it look like there's, you know, you're not trying to get every fingernail in shot. It's just a bit different, and the background works. And again, that's a certain type of nail that's going to, a manicure, I should say, or nail paint that's going to work with. But again, that looks to me kind of cool with a different pose. So watermarking, so I know that if you know me, you know I'm not a huge fan of really obvious tacky watermarking. If you're going to have a watermark, keep it simple and the same. So transparent background, so like this one here, Nails by Effie, that is just really just there. It's not too big, it's not too small, you can see it. It's definitely giving photo cred, but it's not like Nails by Effie, you know, it is a bit more subtle, which is good. Transparent logo, if you don't have a transparent logo, you should have a transparent logo, and ask your graphic designer for one, because they definitely, it's just a matter of tweaking your current logo and taking out the background. But try to keep it simple and the same. So I like just either that, which is, you know, a hashtag, or your website, so something that people know it's you. It can be a call to action. Branded mats, I don't like them at all. I think they look like mouse pads. I'm just not a fan of them. I'm sorry if you're using them, but I don't like them. So I think the media wall works for hair, because it is more like a red carpet thing. You know, it is, people have their hair done, and it makes them feel like they're, you know, a bit famous, and it's a bit of a red carpet experience in the salon when you're having a hair shot taken and you've got a media wall behind you. But branded mats, in my opinion, is all about branding the photo, and I just think there's better ways you can do it, if that makes sense. So make it yours. So whatever you decide to do, make it yours. Don't copy anyone else. You try what you're doing and critique. So I'm more than happy for you guys to post in this group pictures that you're taking, and we'll give you honest feedback. And find your formula and repeat. So again, you know, taking photos, posting it on your social networks, and if you get some of the photos, and if they're getting a lot of, you know, they're getting a lot of comments or likes or whatever, then you're like, okay, cool, I'm onto something good here. So, you know, be different. Don't just do the standard pose, or, you know, the claw thing, or whatever it might be. I just think you can do better than that. So selfie station, of course, we can help with the selfie station. An iPad holder makes it easy for you and your staff. You all know how to purchase one, I would assume. And, you know, really, I'm not here to be pitching the selfie station. I'm here to be helping you with your photos. But if you do have one of our selfie stations and you do nails, definitely jump on and have a look to see how you can do it. Stand back from the light. Don't get too close up to the light. Get them to hold their hands in different positions. Do the tap, tap, zoom thing and lock it in and see if you can fade out the background. That's what I would be doing. So just to recap, we'll go back and look through all these gorgeous pictures. So knitted scarves makes it really, really easy and cozy and beautiful. And think of your seasons. You know, this would be, I would use this one for winter. Jumpers, if you think that they've got a really cool or a plain, or it's going to work with the nail colour they're choosing, coat or jumper on, then use it in the picture as well. Faded background, so again, like I just said, this would be perfect to use with the selfie station, and you can get quite close up with the or you can zoom in, I should say. Or you'd be probably better zooming in and then locking in that focus on your iPhone or iPad. Less is more, which I've explained a few times why. No one wants to see 10 weird, fingers in there. It's too obvious. Branded bling, which is cool. You could have so much fun with that. Different posing. Try out this glitter one. I'd love for someone to try the confetti. That would be really, really awesome. And then that's it, really, guys. Has anyone got any questions for me? I'll do my best to answer. Have we found that informative? Give me a little thumbs up if you have found this informative. And if you've got any questions for me, yeah, I'm here to answer. I'm hoping you've taken something away from that. And I love a good simple manicure. I have to say, I feel like the manicure is so overrated these days, and most people are just using they're just having nails put on, but they're not appreciating a nice, beautiful manicure. Sometimes I think, simple is better. I think that's just my thing. Although I do, when I look at this like stiletto thing, who here has stilettos? Who here does stilettos? Thank you, Amina. Because I'd be scared that I'd like take an eye out or something. You can see here I've definitely got a style of this kind of more natural look. But what are these ones called? Are these squared? Are they ballerinas or something? These pictures, stiletto. That might be borderline stilettos. They're not quite, are they? But yeah, I want to see your pictures as well of your hands and nails. I do like to get my nails done, but yeah. Anyway, no questions for me. I shall jump out if no one has any questions for me at all. I hope you've found that informative. And again, like I said, I'm not qualified at all. Oh, it's coffin, is it? Oh gosh. There you go. They call them coffin nails here, the ones you call stilettos. Ah, rightio. Rethinking my photo taking now. Thanks for the tips. No worries. That's what I'm here for. New lighting in the salon. I had a meeting with a photographer friend yesterday, so this is brilliant. Oh, awesome, Marianne. That's cool. Have you had your baby yet? You must be nearly due. Liz has just joined in, and you've just arrived right at the end, Liz. You'll have to rewatch it. Who's tried out some of these looks here? Like this marble is just so cool. It looks like, marble with a gold fleck through it. It's awesome. You guys are so clever with knowing how to do all this stuff. I've got no idea. And yeah, I like these ones with the little comb, I think it is, and just a little bit of bling is pretty cute. But yeah, all right. Well, I shall let you go. I can see you're sort of dropping off now, so I shall go. And again, if you need help with anything, then let me know. I'm away to raid my scarf box. Very good. And if you don't have enough scarves, they're cheap enough to buy, aren't they? Even just an op shop for some jumpers would be really cool. Which one are you going to do, Amina? I want to know what the alabaster look would be. Yeah, that's cool. All right, I shall chat to you all later on. Figure out how to stop this as normal. So I was, yeah, cool. All right, chat to you all soon. Bye.